Game 2 now on Glittering Ashes, which is a map it is totally reasonable to expect a similar late game scenario. In the bottom left, up 1, he is Solar. In the top right, it is the Red Terran Liquid uThermal. Who, it's got a cheeky little SCV. Not surprised to see this in the slightest either, though. Well, Glittering Ashes could have led to a late game by the sheer size of the map. You know, uThermal does 3cc again, or 2 base, then 3rd cc. Does a little push, gets deflected, decides, okay, gotta go to 4th cc. We've seen that all the time in this map. But what also, it's always equally possible, is that after an extended, long, perhaps frustrating game for both players to an extent, one person decides, no thank you, for the second game, and proxies, or cheeses, or all-ins, or something. Not only to potentially get a shorter game, save their energy, I suppose, for a potential long day of StarCraft, but for a variety of other reasons. They get the momentum back. They kind of let the frustration out even to a degree. They go, God, I hate that last game. God, stupid flipping Zerg. Then you 2-racks them. The Zerg messes up the 2-racks defense. You get a super quick victory. You feel like you're on top of the world. You feel so validated. You feel like you got revenge. So there's a lot of reasons that you could follow up with this, but certainly the most, I suppose, technical reason could be that you just want to throw the momentum back into your favor. After a long, extended game where maybe you were also losing for an extended period of time and barely hanging in there, a 2-racks is a brilliant way to try and get you back in control, feel like you're back in command, even if it's scouted, which it was. Solar's Overlord went close enough to see it. It is just a 2-racks, though, so on one hand, you can't get this just kind of sneaky overwhelm. If you hit a 3-racks elsewhere, you also aren't as committed. So if Solar simply just doesn't defend perfectly, you might be able to get out of this A-okay. Solar pulls the drones to interrupt the bunker producing. It's a very far away bunker, though, so this isn't going to hit the hatchery. Clearly not. But a second bunker might have been able to. He's not going to go for it. The bunker is pretty safe. Okay, he is going to go for the second bunker. Just need the minerals. This is a well-executed little 2-racks. Solar was forced to run so far to try and interrupt this bunker. There's a lot of lost mining time. It's also just, as I said, one of the safer way to have a bunker. So at the very least, there is a evacuation point for the Terran. So into the bunker they go, pop right out, kill some Lings, kill the Queen. This bunker actually manages to finish, although it is inevitably doomed. Nothing to repair it now. That Spinecrawler will take it down. It still leaves some room for these Marines to play around with, and there is that backup bunker to again fall back to and have the drone, the Marines pop out. They kill a drone, they pop back in, they pop out, kill the Queen, trying to go for the creep tumor, they pop back in. They even were maybe looking for that Overlord, but Solar decided to move it a smidge. And now the drones are going down. This Overlord's going to get taken down. That Queen could be taken down, actually, and this could directly be the result of the cross-server issue. No doubt about that. It is nonetheless going to result in Solar, yes, absolutely mishandling this 2-racks defense. In fact, well, not to the point that he GG's right now, but to the point where he might be thinking to himself, oh my god, I might have lost this game. Like, you get to play it out, you do, it's not a very pretty game for the Zerg. For uThermal's sake, he did not go for a fast, natural command center. So there is that to account for. Solar shouldn't tap out unless he knows what's happening on uThermal's side of the map. But it also means that uThermal could follow it up with something, which I'm actually a little surprised he didn't go for a command center, at least after the factory. Because he did only go for 1 gas. I thought that's exactly what he would go for. So what is the starport for? Maybe he changed his mind. Maybe he wasn't going to use the starport. Well, I still would say you need a second. Well, he has a lot of gas. Anyways, it's a question starport right now, okay? There's nothing popping out of it because you might have the gas. You don't have the minerals because you actually did go for a command center. So that's where I think maybe the decision was changed. He could have absolutely gotten a faster medevac and then the command center, but it is what it is. We live with our choices. And uThermal's choice of a follow-up Hellion drop is not really all that surprising to Zerg players out there. it might just be something that, you know, understandably people forget. If Solar played a ladder game before this and got 2 rocks and a Hellion drop, oh, he's on this absolutely, totally, 100% completely. He's got units in position every which way. But if he, you know, hasn't, and he's still kind of reeling from the mishandled defense, then he might still be surprised. Besides that, uThermal is not just going directly into the drop. He's actually using the Hellions on the front lines to help guard his Marines, and kind of, you know, vice versa. Marines are helping the Hellions, so a surround from the Lings won't be what does the Hellions in this time around. Not with the Marines, barely enough to support them. Actually, the Hellion, shoot, the medevac coming through, sorry, is going to be able to heal the Marines a little bit too, which is just enough to really bother the Zerg player. Those Queens don't do a lot of damage, so the medevac healing them is big news here. The Lings get depleted, the Queens don't have transfused, they already lost their lives earlier on against the 2-racks, now losing their lives against this little push. A Hellion does get destroyed, but the Queen does go down. 3 Marines are alive, medevac still barely alive in the red, and Solar is going to lose his frontline defense. He's going to lose his creep spread, his injects. He might even lose control of this 3rd base because uThermal's not stopping. He's going for more Hellions across the map, one of the larger maps in the map pool. And he says, you know what, it's still worth it. Medevac this time around does finally go down. That would have been very useful for some more hot pickups on the Hellions. In fact, it would have been useful to do what I thought it was going to initially, which is Hellion drop, right? So we didn't get to see that. And I think that might have been the better play there for uThermal. I think he was feeling what I was feeling to begin with, which is, oh my gosh, can he do it? He's going to win with this. But maybe he should have taken a second. I should have taken a second and go, you know what? Don't push into that 3rd. Pick up 4 Hellions in the still not very healthy medevac, but not one-shot medevac, and go for the drop. But now it's an opportunity he'll be, I guess, capable of doing. Did not go for a follow-up medevac. A Liberator does come in, though, and there's no Sport Crawlers quite yet, so it's not going to do a whole lot of damage. It's a lot of lost mining time. And a lot of focus from Solar taken away. Not that we expect the pros to severely miss macro if they're focusing elsewhere. Attach rate got real low. I didn't even realize that. But uThermal, so a lot of the action on the front lines is really cool to watch. Does he have a lot of links? Oh no, the Roach Warren actually allowing those Hellions into the natural and giving them a perfect lineup on the Lings, too, that went to defend. 9 drones get barbecued, 12 drones get barbecued, a decent amount of Lings go down as well, and these poor Roaches completely late to the party. We're already preparing for an all-in by the looks of things. Are just that much weaker for it. And now it's been found out as well. The Hellions did the damage and they got the scouting. And uThermal, as I was trying to say, behind all that frontline action, had gotten a natural command center and a 3rd command center, was able to get some production situated. It's only recent. The production's only recent. They had to add the reactors, and the tech lab doesn't produce much, right? Just 1 Marine at a time. But it should be enough with this bunker. That bunker should buy enough time for the tank. The tank should be enough to defend the push, which has already been weakened because Solar lost so many drones. And here is the push. The SCVs are pulled. I think uThermal knows all he needs to do is hold. So why not pull the SCVs? A very cute little micro trick on top of them as well. Not just pulling them to attack, but actually hold, positioning them to make those links ineffective. Very nicely handled game from uThermal. Excellent, I guess, showcasing of what we kind of know uThermal for. A little bit of the creativity there, actually using the Hellions to reinforce rather than to drop, as well as some excellent control. Really cool game in a very opposite sense of the last game, which was also cool, but in the 34-minute type of cool. This was the micro sub 9-minute type of game cool. Nice variety of this best of 3, but it's not over yet. It's now tied up 1-1. Let's head to game 3.